Hi fashionistas, it's Nicole of Nicole Rachel Personal Stylist to both pageant contestants and women executives. And today I'm going to be covering my favorite looks from the Miss Supranational 2026 prelim competition, prelim confidence round that is, with the evening gowns. And these looks are in no particular order. And if you like this kind of content, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss an episode. And if you are a pageant contestant and find wardrobe stressful and daunting, please don't hesitate to check out my services to see which one is right for you. I will put the link to my website in the description. So without further ado, here were my faves. First up, we have Australia. She looked like a true ice queen in this beautiful, intricately beaded blue evening gown. It accentuated her figure beautifully, and I really like how it made her look long and lean, and the ice blue color paired with the intricate beading and embellishment on the gown, along with the rosette looking train, really helped to make this a true standout on the Supranational stage. Next up is Bolivia. What really caught my eye about this gown was the colors along with the heavy embellishment on the gown. The blue and yellow combo was absolutely stunning, and it looked stunning on her, and the heavy embellishment on the gown really dazzled beautifully on stage, and she was a true head turner. China. China delivered one of the most striking gowns of the competition. The royal blue paired with the intricate gold beadwork creates a regal high fashion look, while the flowing chiffon cape adds beautiful movement on stage. It's bold, glamorous, and definitely commands attention under the lights. This is a gown that feels both powerful and unforgettable. Czech Republic. She brought old Hollywood glamour to the Miss Supranational stage. The crystal embellishments created a dazzling sculpted effect, while the feather wrap added luxury and drama. It's elegant and sophisticated, and a gown that truly shined under the stage lighting. Ecuador. She shined bright like a diamond in this beautiful metallic and purple gown. I really love the color combination. It was mostly metallic all over, and then it had purple up at the top, and her makeup was also absolutely stunning. It complemented the look well, and I like how she had her hair up in an updo, given that this was an off-the-shoulder look and the top of the bodice was very dramatic and big, and she wanted the focal point to be there, so she put her hair up, and that was a very smart move on her part. So great job to Ecuador. France. She gets the trophy for the most unique look. This isn't a look that we typically see on the pageant stage, and she really did take a risk, but in this case it worked. The metallic top paired with the feathered skirt worked beautifully, and the feathers on the bottom really added fluidity to her movement, and it was also a look that I felt she could have gotten away with for a red carpet appearance too. So it worked for both the pageant stage and red carpet atmosphere. So great job to France. Ghana. This was a look that celebrated her culture with the African traditional print on the bodice. And it also really helped to give her an hourglass figure, as the bodice part was fitted and cinched her at the waist, and then at the skirt part, it elongated her and gave her proportion in the hip area. And the colors were absolutely stunning. The green paired with the blue and the yellow, very eye-catching, and a great way to incorporate her culture in the confidence round, showing that it's a very important part of who she is. She lit up the stage in this vibrant orange masterpiece. The intricate beadwork and sculpted design created dramatic couture-inspired silhouette, while the flowing overskirt added elegance and movement. It's bold, radiant, and impossible to ignore under the lights. This is a real inspiration for a polished and elegant aesthetic. India. Now this gown had a lot going on, but it worked. It was a lot, but it wasn't too much. I felt like the beading, even though it was heavily beaded on the bodice portion, it really did work to give her a sculpted hourglass figure. It cinched her at the waist, and then the fringe detail along the sleeves helped to add fluidity and movement in her walk. And I just felt like this was a really timeless classic pageant look that doesn't go out of style and really is eye-catching on stage and helped her to stand out. How as soon as she stepped on stage, she immediately caught my eye with this stunning gown. I love the color combo, the emerald green and the yellow, and I love how the beads were sewn, or the beading rather was sewn on the gown. It really helped to elongate her and give her a long lean look. And I also liked how she paired it with the statement necklace that really enhanced the gown. And if she wanted to, she could have gotten away with wearing her hair up and updo so as to bring out the statement necklace more. But otherwise, this look was one of my faves, and it looked great on her, and she just looked long and lean, and her movements looked so fluid and polished. Myanmar. Now this is an example of mixing and matching material that really dazzles beautifully on stage. And if you don't want to go with an all-over embellished look like what we saw for the most part on the Miss Supranational stage, this is a great example of how to really shine and dazzle on stage and catch the audience's eye. She wore a yellow, which was beautiful and it looked great on her. And I really liked the plunging neckline and the bodice. It added a very unique detail to it. And I liked how the bodice was beaded, and then the bottom skirt part of the dress was made out of a very shiny, shimmery material that really worked to make her the focal point on a stage that otherwise she could have easily drowned on, given that it was very big and the red carpet. But it worked in her favor. And I really like how she also paired her hair up with an updo. It gave the look more of a regal feel to it. So if you're a pageant contestant, this is a great lesson and example on how to mix and match materials to your benefit and really stand out and shine on stage if you want to venture away from the heavily beaded embellished gown look. Next up is the Philippines. The heavily embellished and dramatic shoulders on this gown, along with the heavy embellishment and beading all throughout the gown, really gave this a couture, high couture like look that looked beautifully and danced beautifully on stage. And although the shoulders, they really were the focal point of the gown and they were stunning, they did look a bit heavy on her frame, but nonetheless, this was a beautiful gown and it was very eye-catching and it danced beautifully on stage. Next up, Poland. So this is a great example of a look if you want to come across looking traditional, feminine, and polished. The feathers on the gown gave it an old Hollywood glam look. The white really looked great on her and stood out, and the heavy embellishment and the way in which the gown was made really gave it a very feminine and polished look. And the feathers at the sleeves and at the bottom of the dress really helped to add fluidity and a smoothness to her walk. And it was just an overall very sophisticated and classy look. Rico. So what caught my eye with this look was the colors. That it was in dark jewel tones. It looked like it was purple and indigo. It was absolutely stunning, and both colors looked great on her, and they were a very unique combo, one you don't see that often in pageantry. And I love the fringe detail on the bottom of the dress. It really did help to make her movements look more fluid and soft when she walked. And I also like the train at the bottom, attached to the bottom of the dress, attached to the skirt part of her dress rather. While it could come across looking heavy, it really enhanced the look of her gown and brought out the indigo blue that was in it. And it just gave her an overall very regal look that helped to set her apart from the rest of her competition. And it was very memorable. South Africa. She captivated the runway in this radiant orange gown. The shimmering beadwork and halter neckline create a sleek, modern silhouette, while the rich color makes a bold statement. It's elegant, confident, and a look that beautifully highlights her presence on stage. UK. Another beautiful gown and gorgeous color combination that really worked for her. The blue was like a baby blue, almost like an ice blue, and there were hints of the darker blue throughout the gown. It kind of reminded me of the ocean, and I really liked how the beading was horizontal going across. It really helped to give her a cinched in hourglass look, and the slit going up the front really gave this look more drama, and I really liked how she paired it with the gloves. That also really worked to enhance the gown. Small but significant details like that can really make or break a look. So remember that, Pageant contestants. And her hair was flawless, although I would have liked to have seen it up, or at least partially up, given that she did have on a halter. USA, I loved this emerald green gown, and I thought it looked great on her. It was a shade that was very stunning and complemented her well. And it was a simple yet elegant gown. I really like the dramatic off the shoulder part of the bodice and how it rose up in the back. My only critique for her would have been, it could have been a little bit more fitted in the waist, at the waist part, to give her more of a cinched in look. And she could have did with a split, or a slit rather, going up the bottom of the skirt part of the dress. It didn't have to be very high, but just a little bit of one to add a little bit more flair and drama. But otherwise, I personally myself was a fan of this look, and I really like how she also paired it with the earrings that had the different shades of green, one of which was the emerald green of the gown. Really enhanced the gown well. And I liked the hair. I also felt like she could have gotten away with wearing it up too, given the off the shoulder. She made a bold statement in this fiery orange gown. The intricate beading and sculptural detailing create a striking silhouette, while the dramatic feather accents bring movement and undeniable runway presence. If I had one critique, the feather pieces compete a bit with the gown's beautiful beadwork. A slightly more streamlined accessory would have let the craftsmanship shine even more. Overall, it's a fearless, glamorous, and exactly the kind of high impact look you expect from Venezuela. And last, but certainly not least, Zimbabwe. She managed to captivate the stage in a stunning ruby red gown. The sparkling beadwork and the dramatic flowing cape created breathtaking movement with every pose. It's elegant, powerful, and one of the most memorable looks of the evening. And I really liked her dramatic entrance when she stopped and let her train fly open. That was an iconic moment. So please tell me in the comments section, what were your favorite looks from the confidence round for the Miss Supranational 2026 pageant? And with that, I will talk to you all later, and please make sure to stay tuned for more episodes to come. Miss Pageant season, I guess you could say pageant season is all year, but there's so many going on right now. It's a bit overwhelming. So let me know which one you want me to capture, which one you want me to comment on next.